Welcome to SpellCast, the Gaming Wizards podcast.
Episode 9 billion, or...
I thought it was 9.
Right, 9 billion.
Just 9.
Oh, okay.
You're off by about 8,999, lots of 8s and 9s. I can't math.
So, we were discussing what to talk about. I had the idea of we could talk about games that have that moment that stick with you, like things that are kind of emotionally impactful.
Or traumatic.
Yeah. Unfortunately, like I was saying before we started, the only one that really comes to my mind off the top of my head is Final Fantasy VII.
I guess before we get into any possible other discussions, because everybody knows Final Fantasy VII, what you're going to say.
Yeah.
Possible spoiler alert. If you hear us say the title of a game that you don't want spoiled, go ahead and just go away.
Yeah.
Or, skip ahead. But,
You could always, maybe go through and add, in the description links to, jump.
I'll do that. I'll put an annotation in to allow you to skip. I guess I'll figure something out.
Right.
This is probably going to be a very spoiler-heavy episode of SpellCast.
Yeah. I'm sure most of the games we're going to talk about are probably going to be older, so...
Probably.
But
we can't say for sure what will and won't come up.
Yeah.
Okay, so you were saying FF7.
Yeah, Final Fantasy VII, everyone knows, Aerith's death scene. Nowadays that's like beating a dead horse talking about that.
Yeah.
But it is one of those things that has consistently stuck with me. I'll always remember her as a character because of that scene. That game will, even though, I've tried to replay that game, and I have a hard time playing very far into it. I feel like it didn't age very well, like some of the other games I've played. As much as I love it, like I said, didn't age well, have a hard time playing through it again, but the game still sticks with me. It's a big part of my life, not just because it was one of the first games I grew up playing a lot of, but, that scene always sticks in my mind.
See, I can't honestly say, when I think of, sad or emotional gaming moments, that just, I'm probably gonna get hate for this, but that just doesn't even, register for me, unfortunately. I think I was past, I guess, the age where I would have been affected by that when I didn't play FF7 for a while.
Yeah.
I borrowed it from you, actually, the first time I ever played it.
Yeah.
But that was still, a good while after... I think I did already know that, happened. So I guess it kind of prevented me from getting attached to Aerith in the first place.
Yeah, it's definitely one of those things where if you didn't grow up with the game at that time, because that kind of stuff didn't really happen. That was such a shock because, you never really saw that in games.
Where they just, kill off a main character?
Yeah, someone who, they're building up as being very important, they're, the central character, and suddenly they're just gone. You didn't really see that happen much.
Yeah. Chrono Trigger did that, sort of. I mean, you get him back, but he still dies horribly.
That's true.
And if you don't know that you're getting him back, if you don't know that the next, half of the game revolves around getting him back, that's probably gonna,
Yeah.
be a little bit traumatic. It's oh my god, this guy has been the main character and then he's just dead. What the hell?
Yeah, I can imagine, growing up in the Super Nintendo era, playing that, not knowing any of that going in. I bet that was a shock.
Probably, yeah.
Do you have any other examples you can think of stuff that kind of sticks with you for one reason or another?
I want to say the ending of Metal Gear Solid 3, honestly.
Really?
Where you find out that the boss was, basically, the good guy the entire time, and she just, fucks you up every time you run into her, and it's no, she was a good guy, and, you shot her. Good going. I mean, it was part of the plan the whole time. She knew what she was getting into, but holy shit.
I actually don't remember much of that game. I remember the individual boss fights and stuff, but, story-wise, that game is a big blur to me.
Yeah, I mean... Yeah, it's kind of the same way. I remember most of the boss fights, but I definitely remember the ending. Where I forget who it is, but somebody's talking to Snake and telling you, what the deal was with the boss and why she did everything. It's no, she was she was, she's a hero, and you shot her, but
Good going.
She made you shoot her, so you didn't really have a choice because she would have killed you because she was that into her mission. And I was just like, huh. That's a little bit,
deep?
Yeah.
I'll have to play that game again. Like, I actually do want to replay all the Metal Gear Solids. Like, I've never played the first one still.
Really?
Yeah, I got the second one at some point on, like, a whim or something. I forget actually how I ended up with the second one, but I played that one, and I played the third one when it came out, but I never took the time to go back and play the first one.
Huh.
So...
See, when I played it, I got... Like, they had just released a collection for the... It was, like, the first 3.
Okay.
So I got that at, like, GameStop or something and just kind of played through them in order. So I did everything, and, I played them all. The first one kind of... It has that PlayStation, like, 90s hard difficulty kind of thing sometimes, where a lot of it doesn't necessarily... It's like, how the fuck was I supposed to know that kind of stuff?
Right.
There's a little bit of that, but I don't think it was unnecessarily difficult at any time.
Okay.
I mean, maybe... Like, the final boss is like a fist fight with liquid.
Yeah.
And you know how those kinds of fights tend to get sometimes. Where it's just like, if you fuck up too many times, you just die anyway.
Yeah.
It's like basically a fighting minigame, kind of. But, if I recall, it wasn't too difficult.
Okay. Huh. That's the one, too, where there's, like, the GameCube version of it? That's like,
Twin Snakes.
Like, improved slightly or something, or...
They made the graphics better and changed some of the insight references, I think.
Yeah.
Because it was Nintendo, so...
Yeah.
It's like...
Like
when Mantis reads your memory card and
Yeah.
he, like, brings... Oh, you've played Super Smash Brothers, or you've played Super Mario Sunshine, instead of, like, Castlevania and whatever else was on the PlayStation version.
Right. I guess I'll just see which version I, like, come across sooner and play that one kind of thing. I wouldn't mind playing the GameCube one, since it is, like, better graphics kind of thing. And I do like the GameCube controller, as weird as it is, like, in a controller design aspect. It's a really good controller.
Yeah.
It's kind of funny
it's
how...
got, like, the it's, like, asymmetrical, but it's still, like... It fits to your hands, like, really well.
Yeah. It's kind of funny, there was a picture I came across, and it's like evolution of the controller, and it's like Nintendo, Super Nintendo, 64, GameCube. Because for the Wii, most people prefer to use the GameCube controller, because a lot of people didn't like the motion control thing.
I never had a problem with it.
Yeah, I liked it. And then, like, with the Wii U, now that they have the adapter, they're like, haha, you can go back to GameCube controller.
Man, people really like the GameCube controller. Yeah, but I remember seeing that there was a thing where it was, like, a comparison of all the controllers that Nintendo's used over the years. So it was like, NES controller. You got A and B, the D-pad, start and select. It's a square, it makes sense. You got a few buttons. Then it was like, SNES, a few more buttons, the shape is still good, you can hit everything, and then it's like, N64, holy shit, what the fuck happened? When did I grow a third arm to use this thing? What the hell, man?
Yeah. Getting back to the topic, actually another game that kind of sticks with me, speaking of the 64, is Majora's Mask. Like, that one, more just because I enjoyed the gameplay a lot. Like, there's all the different, like, theories and stuff about it, and, like, without really getting into any of those, because there's plenty of other people who will explain it better than me, like, it's still, like, a deep and, like, a darker game. Like, there's the ranch part with the fucking aliens.
Oh, yeah, you told me about that, and, like, the music and everything.
Yeah, like, I think that's a really cool track. It's terrifying. Like, that part will always stick with me as, like, the part of the game I didn't want to play as a kid because it scared me.
Yeah, it's like one of those things that ends up on those, like... There's always those lists where it's, like, scary moments in otherwise non-horror games or, like, creepy Easter eggs and stuff. I'm trying to... I don't think I've ever really run across any of those like without hearing about them first.
Well, there's the Psychonauts room.
Yeah, but I don't think I found that one until after I'd read about it.
I remember first time playing through that game, like, because the kind of game it is, I naturally was like, alright, it's like a collectathon. I want to explore every nook and cranny of every level. So I see the little doorway down there, and I go down there, and I'm just like, oh. Okay. Like, you get the safe that has, like, the locked away memory, like, real thing, and, like, you go through that, and you're like, oh, that's really sad. And then you go into the chest, and you're just like, oh!
Hello, burning nightmares.
Yeah, no, I wasn't ready for that.
Yeah, see, I was ready for it because I didn't go in there until I had read about it somewhere else, or saw a video or something, but I knew about it in advance, and I had to go looking for it just to...
to experience it.
I've never really been, like, a collectathon kind of, like, completionist. Like,
yeah.
I'll usually just collect whatever I need to finish the game, and then probably never ever go back to it.
See, for me, like, it depends on the game, but a lot of those games, I like to go for 100%. Like, Legend of Zelda. Every major console Zelda I've played, I've 100%ed.
Wow.
Like, I get every piece of heart, I find every, like, hidden extra item. Like, I think the only one I never 100% was Wind Waker, because there's the whole figurine collecting thing. And fuck doing that. Like, I really do want to go back and do that at some point on, like, the New Game Plus, since you start with the Deluxe Pictograph box, so it's a little easier to get some of the early ones. But, God, it's, like, such a hassle, because you can only carry 3 pictures at a time. You have to, like, do the figurines one at a time, so you basically just sit there making time pass over and over again, get your 3 figurines, then go sail back to wherever part of the story you're at.
Oh, God.
Like, it's so much more of a hassle than it's probably worth.
I think I can count on one hand the number of games I've felt a compelling need to complete, like, and usually it's just achievements. Like, there's a few games where I'm missing one achievement, and it's like Worms on the Xbox. I'm missing one achievement. I think I've said this before, but it's the one for, like, playing a 4-player game online.
Right.
And I can't find anybody to fucking play with me. That's the only reason I don't have that achievement.
I
then
hate achievements that require online play.
Yeah.
They are
But then
worst.
there's, in Half-Life 2 Episode 2, there's a section of the game where you go through this cave, and there's, like, these bug things that kind of pop out and attack you.
Yeah.
They have little grubs, like little baby bugs, and you can kill them, and they'll drop, like, little health bits or something. There are, like, 200 or something, I think, of them, and there's an achievement for shooting every single one of them. I missed 4 the last time I went through and tried to get that achievement.
Jesus.
And some of them are just, like, annoyingly... I don't think I'll be able to do it without a video guide, because when I tried to actually get that achievement, I had a text guide.
Right.
And it was kind of hard to figure out, like, okay, go down this nondescript section of cave until you turn left, and there will be 3 grubs there, and then there's, like, one on the ceiling, and it's just, like... And then it's also divided, like, into chapters, and it, like, saves after you go to the next section. So if you miss them, you have to go back and do that whole section again, like, from the beginning, because otherwise it won't count the ones you got before that. So you have to make sure you get every single one before actually progressing, and it's just fucking obnoxious. And I'm pissed off that I missed 4 the last time I tried.
I thought of another game, just talking about achievements, The Darkness has achievements for the online multiplayer, and, like, that's not a game you play for the multiplayer.
Oh, yeah.
It is definitely one you play for the story. Like, I can't think of any reason why I would ever even try to play multiplayer on that.
Yeah.
Have you played The Darkness?
I've seen you play it.
Okay. Do you remember what part I was playing?
It was a while ago, so
it was probably in my first playthrough then, so it was probably, like, randomly in the middle, I would assume.
That's what it seemed like.
It's actually a really good game. I recommend it.
I've heard good things about it.
It does have some, like, back to our topic, it does have some good, like, emotional bits to it. If you don't care about spoilers...
I'm probably never going to play it. So
Fair enough. So, the way the game starts out is you're in a car with like some other members. You're part of a gang, and they're talking about some different stuff. You end up running from the police, and you're going to go to like your like the mob boss or whatever. I forget his name. And when you go up to like the room where he's supposed to be in, like you open this door and there's this TV, and he's like, you know what, Jackie, fuck you. So he basically tries to kill you. He has a bomb in there. You, like, barely survive kind of thing. And, so then you're like, all right, well, you know what? Fuck you, I'm gonna go take him out kind of thing. Like, if you're gonna fuck with me, fuck you too. So, as you're progressing, you eventually, like, find your darkness powers or whatever. They, like, manifest in you. And you know, they're cool. You're like, awesome, I have the power to eat people's hearts.
Wow.
Yeah, no, it's pretty sweet. But as you're progressing, you do some different stuff to, like, piss off your, whatever his name is. God, it's been a while. Mm-hmm. But, so what he does is he goes and, like, kidnaps your girlfriend and, like, takes her to this building or whatever, and you go in after her or whatever. And you're behind this door that's locked, and, like, he has her, and, like, your darkness is manifested, and it's holding you back from doing anything.
Oh.
The darkness is like, nope, Jenny's holding you to the light. I'm gonna make you sit here and watch her die.
Ah, shit.
And then, like, so after he kills her, the darkness lets you go, and then you just take your gun and you just kill yourself.
Wow.
That's the first time you go to hell.
Oh.
And hell is World War I. You're in, like, the trenches and stuff. So, you know, that's a fun part of the game, and you actually go to hell, like, 3 times, because there's, like, something you have to do there to basically gain, like, full control over the darkness, instead of, like, it being able to kind of manipulate you a bit. So, like, you keep going there, but then, like, you keep getting brought back, like, the darkness heals you or something, because it's trying to keep you from doing that. Because it just wants to take over your body and do darkness things. But yeah, it's like this moment of the game where you're like, no, that can't happen. It's not okay.
Speaking of moments like that, going back to Half-Life 2 Episode 2, major, massive spoilers. I'm pretty sure most people have probably played Episode 2 by now. But, so in Half-Life 2, one of the guys who helps you, he was a scientist at the laboratory that you used to work at. In Half-Life 2, you meet his daughter, and she rescues you from, like, the evil police guys and stuff. And she's kind of like your off-and-on partner throughout the game, basically. And you're with her through most of Episode 1 and a good chunk of Episode 2. And at the very end, like, after, like, the final cutscene, or what passes in Half-Life 2 for cutscenes, because you still have control over Gordon Freeman, you've launched a rocket into space to fix some weird, like, black hole that's going to eat the world or something. And,
sounds fun.
Yeah, so everybody's happy. Everything is good. Everything's alright. We're going to beat the bad guys. Until some psychic alien slug monsters burst in through the window. And they kind of pin you against the wall, along with Alex and her dad. You can't move. So they demonstrate this earlier in the game, actually.
Yeah.
Like, one of them, like, you're hiding from one, and it picks up a corpse and, like, basically goes like Starship Troopers on its brain. And they do that to your friend. Like, right in front of you.
Oh.
Yeah.
It's not okay.
And then they just kind of drop him on the floor, and then you get rescued before they get to anybody else, but it fades out on her crying over her dad's body.
That's horrible.
Yeah. It's just fade to black while she's crying there. And we don't know what happens next because we don't have Episode 3 yet. That's the sad part about that!
Oh god, that's so awful.
That is like the biggest fucking dick move of a cliffhanger ever.
I can already picture it, like, when they finally do release Episode 3, it's just gonna be, like, this huge disappointment. No one's gonna be happy with it.
It's not gonna live up to the hype.
No one's going to be happy. Maybe that's why they haven't done it, because they're like, it's too late now. It's not going to live up to the hype. No one's going to like it.
It doesn't matter! At least give us the rest of the fucking story, Valve!
Give us some closure at the very least.
I mean, there's been concept art and rumors and everything, and god damn it, just give us a fucking game!
Oh well. See, I still haven't played the first Half-Life. Like, I haven't played any of those games at all.
The first one
I hear the first one's, like, skippable.
It kind of is. There's really not a lot of story to it.
Yeah.
Like, and plus, like, they tell you most... You kind of get the sense of what happened at the beginning of episode 2, sort of.
Mm-hmm.
Like, basically, all you need to know about Half-Life 1, and I think we've probably discussed this before, but you're in a laboratory. Particle accelerator explodes. Aliens come in. You fight them. You close the portal at the end of the game. Guy in a suit comes and, like, puts you away in limbo. And then Half-Life 2, he brings you out and puts you back on Earth. It's clearly a long time later. Different aliens that come in and taken over Earth.
Okay.
And that's pretty much where it starts.
So I could skip the first one and be fine, and
yeah,
maybe one day I'll get to it.
Yeah, I would recommend playing it eventually, but it's not like essential.
Yeah,
necessarily, like just so you can say you've played it. Like you can play it like with a guide, even just so you know, so you don't get lost or anything. There's no real there's no spoilers basically.
Right.
Like thing explodes, aliens come, kill aliens, close the thing.
But, like, even the second one, like, I'll get to it eventually kind of thing.
Yeah.
But, yeah. Fair enough.
Yeah, it's just... I think people want to believe it was better than it was. I mean, for the time, it was pretty good, I can imagine. I mean, it's got... Yeah. I could see it having pretty mind-blowing graphics for, like, 1990-something.
But one of those things that just...
It does. It has not aged well. I mean, there's the Black Mesa mod, which basically completely redoes all the graphics and a lot of the stuff. It looks really good, but it's still the same. It's the same path and everything. Right. You do all the same stuff. It looks really good. Like I play, but it's actually I don't think it's actually finished yet. It's most of the game. It's up until. Like, there's a point in the game where you go through a portal and you end up in, like, the alien homeworld. And a lot of people think that's where the game kind of goes downhill anyway. But that's where Black Mesa goes up to. And once you go through the portal, it's, like, to be continued, because they're still working on the mod, I guess. Or they were last time I checked. I don't know. Maybe it's finished by now, but...
Right. Fair enough.
But, yeah.
One game that... I never actually finished it. So I pretty much only know this through, like, hearsay kind of thing.
Uh-huh.
Is, I guess, so Final Fantasy X, I don't know if you've played much of that.
I played, like, 15 minutes of it.
So, like, the main character, Titus, you know, like, he's the main character that, like, you're seeing everything through his point of view, basically. You meet, like, the rest of the characters, like Yuna and stuff. They have their, like, thing, you know, they're really close. They have all their special happy moments. Well, at the end of the game, Titus, like, he's not real. He's, like an illusion or something.
Like somebody made him an illusion, or he's, like, in somebody's mind?
Like, I guess he's, like a memory or I don't like I said, I haven't actually really finished the game, so I don't know, like, the full story of how, like, it works, but basically he's not real. Like, he was there, but he wasn't really there.
Okay.
Yeah, but, like, it's this thing where, like, I want to go back and finish the game, because I can already see how, like, sad that scene's going to be to play through, especially with how much I love the characters of that game. As much as Titus annoys me, I do have a soft spot for Yuna, because it's Yuna, man. But, yeah. So that's another thing, of just, like, games that are like, hey, guess what? Fuck you. But, like, that's the whole plot. Like, most of why I know this is it's the whole purpose of 10-2 is like she started the Gull Wings, which is her like Sphere Hunter group with Riku and Pain, who they add in with 10-2 to off balance all the bubbly happiness that's going on between the other two. Basically, they're hunting down spheres, which are like video recorders. Because I guess there was one that was like sent to her or something where it's like really bad quality, kind of fuzzy, but it looks like Titus in the video. So she's trying to find Titus, and I guess the like that game, depending on your percentage of completion, you have different endings.
Oh yeah,
and like the 100% ending is like the happy one where like Titus fully comes back, kind of thing. So
from being an illusion,
I don't know, man. Like I said, I'd have to finish the game to really be able to explain it. Well.
He comes back from not having ever existed, partially.
Yeah, I think it has something to do with like the whole big thing with that is sin, which is basically the embodiment of all sin. It was like the guy of the church or whatever became sin or something, and sin exists pretty much to keep people in fear. Like, if technology...
Yeah, that sounds like a church thing.
Yeah, no, like... I'll have you watch the game theory video about Final Fantasy and religion, because he will explain it much better than I will, how the church basically is keeping people from having technology because sin will come and destroy them.
Oh. Yeah, that's definitely a
and
church
like
thing.
the major villain, like he wants to destroy sin so he can become the new sin, so that he can kill all life in the world, so that sin will stop killing life in the world.
Wait, so
he wants to become sin to kill everything, so that sin will stop killing everything.
I feel like he could accomplish that with a few less steps. Like, become sin, and then just don't kill anything, and then you stop sin from killing everything.
Yeah, no, he's not exactly the brightest. Like, wait a minute, your plan seems backwards. Let's take a few steps back here, Seymour. You're a douche.
First and foremost, yes. I feel that is not said often enough. Just, you're a douche.
Like, I wonder if there's ever, like, a villain who would just, like, come to their senses. If someone just told them, like, dude, that's crazy, you're a douche. Think about what you're doing here.
That reminds me of a Pokemon comic I saw. You've probably seen it, but, you know, in Pokemon Sapphire, Team Aqua's plan is basically to just make it rain a lot and flood the world and all that.
Yeah.
There's a comic where the main character is like, you're a dumbass. And he's like, what? You know about the water cycle, right? What? That your plan is to make it rain, which involves taking water from the ground, putting it into the sky, and bringing it back down. Your plan is to flood the ocean by taking water out of the ocean and putting it back into the ocean. And the guy's just like, oh my god, I'm a dumbass! It's just like, you know, that could have solved a lot of problems.
That game has some weird stuff to it, like the whole concept of Groudon versus Kyogre.
Yeah. Like, we're just gonna make it rain a lot and flood the ocean so water Pokemon will have a place to live. I can immediately think of 5 things wrong with that plan.
They're dumb. They're evil, quote unquote.
They're the bad guys. They're not allowed to be smart, except for when the plot dictates that they're smarter than the good guys.
Yeah.
Which is until it's time for the good guys to actually win. Plot is kind of annoying like that. Like,
yeah.
Like, you can't necessarily have the bad guys win because... Well, why can't you have the bad guys win, actually?
I think it's just kind of like that, like, emotional gratification kind of thing. Like, people expect the hero to win. Like, they expect good to prevail. Pretty much the only time where you don't always see that is in, like, horror.
Yeah.
Because, like, with horror, sometimes they want to create that, like, feeling of there is no hope, you are powerless, and that's what
There's
true
absolutely
terror.
nothing you can do to stop this from doing whatever it's going to do.
Yeah, but usually the good guy wins because that's what you expect to happen.
I say fuck your expectations. We're making a game where the good guy dies. And the bad guy wins, and there's no redeeming story quality whatsoever. That's just how it happens.
To be fair, Final Fantasy VI, the bad guy technically wins.
But then the good guys eventually kill him anyway.
Yeah, but he accomplishes his goal. He becomes a god. He casually sits atop his tower, laser beaming survivors because he's bored.
Yeah, but still, he eventually gets destroyed by the good guys.
Yeah, you eventually go and take him
And there
out,
are plenty of stories where that happens, where the good guy wins, or the bad guy wins temporarily.
Yeah.
Like, he accomplishes his immediate goal, and then, the good guys show up and just fuck him up. Because, I mean, that's what happens in Star Wars. The Emperor takes over the galaxy, exterminates 90% of the Jedi, and then, he rules happily for a good 30, 40 years. And then Luke is like, hey, he's kind of a dick. And Darth Vader's like, yeah, you gotta go.
Yeah, no, that seems legit. Sounds about right.
I mean, that's... If the bad guy ever does win outside of horror, it's only temporary.
Yeah, I can't really think of anything else where bad guy really does get his leg up on everyone else forever.
I mean, I'm thinking of games, Oblivion. Like, 90% of the game is, don't let Meru's Dagon come into this world. And then what's the last thing that happens in the game? Oh, he's a 50-foot-tall demon monster. We should probably do something about that.
Yeah. Well, he made it into the world. We should try to stop this. This seems bad.
Hey, what's his face? Turn into a dragon. I can do that.
Here, take this magic MacGuffin.
Yeah.
Turn into a dragon.
Turn into a dragon. I can do that? You can now. There's about 10 minutes of content left in the game. We have to get to the DLC, where we stop similar problems like 3 or 4 more times. But on a much shorter
come to
scale.
think of it, the Shivering Isles plot does kind of follow a similar thing. So, main plot: stop Mehrum's Dagon from entering this realm. Oh, damn, he entered this realm. Do something to defeat him. Shivering Isles: stop Jigalag from entering this realm. He entered the realm. Do something to stop him.
Technically, he was there the whole time.
Yeah. And you become the new Sheogorath.
Yeah, and then there's the Knights of the Nine thing or whatever. That was basically the main quest, but condensed.
I
Like,
actually forget the purpose of Knights of the Nine.
It's like, get all these knights together and stop this bad guy from doing stuff.
I think it was like, get these knights together so you can actually defeat this bad guy kind of thing.
Yeah, and then it was like, collect all his armor and his sword and take it and go into his realm and kill him. Congratulations! You played the miniature version of Oblivion.
Yeah, Knights of the Nine was forgettable.
Yeah.
Shivering Isles definitely sticks with you because Sheogorath is very well written, I think.
Mm-hmm. He's a fun character, just in general.
He falls in that like niche of those characters that are a little off, kind of loopy, and it makes them fun.
Mm-hmm. I like his quest in the main game. Just make it like you put.
I'm bored. Convince this town of that the apocalypse is nigh. Yeah, no, that is one of my favorite
You do the
quests
simple
in that
stuff.
game.
I'll do the rest. So, why is it raining dogs? Why is it raining flaming dogs?
Yeah, he's like, go find what their 3 signs are, do the first 2, and I'll do the 3rd one. And you're like, okay. So it's like, oh yeah, this will happen, and then this will happen, and then I cannot speak the 3rd sign. So you don't even see it coming out. Like, alright, cool. Lure rats to town. He puts out rat poison to deal with rats. Put rat poison in livestock food. Oh no, the livestock's dying. What could possibly be happening? And Sheogorath's like, go to center town and look up. And you're like, it's raining flaming dogs. Damn.
Sheogorath.
It does kind of make sense for like a town of cat people's like Apocalypse to include flaming dogs raining
Were they
from
all
the sky.
Were they all Khajiit?
I'm pretty sure they were.
I don't remember. It's been a while since I've.
I know their leader was a Khajiit, and I'm pretty sure the whole town was Khajiit. I don't know. I've done that quest in like all my files, so like that town's barren.
I just don't remember. Like I've played through to that point like once. It's one of those games where you start like 10 characters and actually finish the game with like 2.
Yeah, so for me, for Oblivion, like, the main quest was secondary. I started, like, 5 characters specifically to replay through the Dark Brotherhood, because I loved that quest line. With my main one that I did everything with, that's the only one where I've finished the Shivering Isles. There was a character that I started specifically to go into the Shivering Isles and do every single side quest in that realm.
Oh, good luck with that.
And his name was Jim the Cultist.
Oh!
he was a completely white Khajiit, like, just completely pale, and he wore black robes, and he had the Blade of Woe that you get at the beginning of the Dark Brotherhood. Since it's a weightless dagger, I wanted to use that, like a little sacrificial dagger. And basically, he was just going to be my follower of Sheogorath. Like, I was just going to do everything Sheogorath related with that character. So, like, I did the quest to convince the town that the apocalypse was happening. That's where I got my black robe. And then I was just going to go into the Shivering Isles and do all that stuff.
Nice.
As Jim the Cultist.
I think it would be fun to just like do random stuff as that character, just like
Oh yeah,
like to the extent that you can really fuck with NPCs, because they're programmed to do certain things, so it doesn't really.
There's some stuff you can do with them,
but just like put a basket on everyone's head in the town just because you can, or you know.
What I would like to do with that character is I would need to get his, I think it's illusion skill, all the way up to 100 in order to cast it.
Mm-hmm.
But the spell is, like, you make it maximum area of effect, and you do, Frenzy?
Oh, yeah.
And Rally. So that,
Frenzy and Rally.
Yeah, so everyone becomes, like, crazy, and they're all, like, brave enough to just attack each other, kind of thing. Like, you cast it in the middle of town, and everyone just starts killing each other. If you drop a bunch of weapons, they will pick them up to...
Oh my god.
Yeah.
That is amazing.
Yeah. I had a character where, like, I made the spell, but I never got his illusion skill high enough to actually be able to cast it.
Oh.
Because
that's always annoying.
Getting illusion up high is...
Like, yay, I finally have the spell I've been trying to get. Oh, I'm, like, 20 levels too low on my whatever skill to use it. Time to go start casting spells on random people just constantly.
The spell I made to get that skill up was called Elo. And it was
Elo.
Charm for 3 points, because that's the minimum, for like 1 second on touch. So I just walk up to someone, and its mana cost was so low that in the animation of casting it, my mana would fully regenerate. So I could just sit there and spam it forever. Hello. And I was just doing it on my, like, follower.
Wow.
Just sitting there. My skill's not high enough yet.
Magic characters.
I'm sad that you can't make your own spells in Skyrim.
Yeah, that is a thing. That's not a thing, is it?
That is one of the things that they took out, made the game simpler. You also can't make your own enchantments. You can disenchant stuff to learn different enchantments, but you can't, like, combine random enchantments so that you have a sword that, like, soul traps people and does damage and heals them.
But you can still rename things that you enchant.
Yeah.
Which is always fun.
Yeah.
So I made in my current character, who is like a magic heavy character now, because I've never played an entire Elder Scrolls game with a magic focused character.
Yeah.
Like I usually use like one-headed swords or dual wield or whatever I can do.
I usually use daggers.
Yeah.
I sneak around and
actually
wipe people out.
When I got the Steam version of Skyrim, I downloaded a mod that lets you get the curved swords.
Yeah.
To craft them.
I have that same mod.
For the sole purpose of being Taily.
Yeah.
Because that was ridiculously perfect. So I'm actually pretty close to finishing the main story with her. But yeah, I mean, it's Taily.
Yeah.
Steal everything.
Everything.
Lockpick everything. Pickpocket everyone. And, slaughter dragons with dual-wielded curved swords. No magic whatsoever except for shouts. Pretty much.
Fair
Occasional healing if necessary, but I've stolen so many potions now that it's not an issue.
Yeah.
But I forgot where I was going with. Oh, I was talking about naming enchanted items. So my magic character is basically just Fluttershy. But I'm kind of
the Beast Tamer.
I mentally call her Darth Fluttershy because I've been using the Spark, like dual casting Spark. So she's Darth Fluttershy now.
Yeah, I wanted to do Palpatine.
I enchanted a circlet with a boost to restoration, and it's the element of kindness.
Nice.
So I can heal things slightly better now because I'm like still low level, so I can't really make anything good. It was like restoration spell costs less than 3% less to cast or something like that. But I mean, it was just the novelty of having that item.
Yeah.
More so than its actual effectiveness.
My favorite thing was when someone made the shield that they enchanted and named it My Burdens and had Lydia carry it since she's like, I am sworn to carry your burdens.
Oh, yeah.
That was my favorite joke with naming an item, just like My Burdens.
I am sworn to carry your burdens. No, this is my burdens. I'm sworn to carry my... Stop fucking with me! I actually like Lydia. She was helpful and badass on my Xbox game.
So on my Xbox file, I can't have a follower anymore.
Why?
I ran into a interesting bug. Basically, there's a quest where you have to sacrifice your follower. It's one of the Daedric quests.
Yeah. I think Taylor did that one actually.
So,
but it wasn't Lydia. She married Lydia.
Yeah, no, I went and took a random follower. And, because I didn't want to sacrifice Lydia, because I liked Lydia. I always had her as my follower. So I went and got a random follower, and I went and I had her sacrificed. Well, part of that quest, I forget what I did. I think I, talked to the follower, as they were dying, so it brought up the dialogue. And, I was like, can I just... follow me? And so it's considering me having a follower even though they're dead.
Wow. So you have the ghost following you around, but it's not like the ghost that you can see, it's just the ghost of that follower.
I guess. Yeah,
wow, that's pretty interesting.
So I'm kind of I bugged that game and I can't have a follower because it considers me already having one.
Wow.
I haven't played much far into my PC one though.
In my first game, Lydia died. Died. Not follower comes back to life, died. She got murdered.
Yeah, that happens sometimes.
Yeah. I was a little bit annoyed. I took her shield and enchanted it and named it, Lydia. Just, in memory of her. She was an awesome character. She ran through fire traps to kill things for me. And then she just died in, a mob of bandits. I was like, God damn it, really? That's annoying. I liked her.
She's pretty much the only reason I was able to beat one of the dragon priests. So there's a dragon wall that gives you the shout that's really good for stealth characters. It's the throw voice shout.
Oh yeah?
And so it's one of those areas where the level is preset. Because there's some areas where you find it and it sets the level based on what level you are when you find the area.
Yeah.
There's some areas that are preset to be harder so that you're supposed to go there later. But I wanted that fucking shout, and I wanted the dragon mask that priest has because it gives good boost to stealth stats. So first thing I did with my first character was I climbed up that mountain, and I spent 2 hours dodging back and forth around a pillar, and I had Lydia with me. And sometimes she would just go down. There were a couple times where she got fully killed off. And whenever that would happen, I'd reload the save. I kept auto-saving and, saving and dodging, shooting arrows at this guy. I spent good few hours.
Wow.
Worth. I got all the gear I cared about, beginning of the game.
Nice. I actually just... Speaking of the Dragon Priest, I did just today, as Darth Fluttershy, I finished the Mages Guild quest, or the college, whatever. Yeah. Whatever the equivalent is in Skyrim. And it was kind of it would have been a pain in the ass if I hadn't apparently gotten the rare glitch where he doesn't actually attack you.
Nice.
So yeah. Have you done the?
I have not done the College of Winterhold.
Okay. Well, the final boss of that is you go through this long ass temple and the dragon priest at the end keeps yelling at you in the dragon language, and then he switches to English when you don't say anything. And he's like, "What? Do I have to speak English with you, dumbass?" Is basically what he kind of says.
That's funny.
But he keeps casting this spell or something that keeps draining your magic, which is annoying for a magic heavy character. First of all,
yeah,
because it's just endless magic draugr, which are annoying in themselves. But yeah, when you get to the end, there's the ghosts of two of the other mages, basically casting a shield around him so he can't go anywhere. You kill them, and then he starts attacking you. But apparently, there's a rare glitch that can happen where he just kind of sits there.
Convenient.
And strangely enough, he started attacking me at first. He has a staff that drains your magic basically, and if you don't have magic, then it drains your health. So. Okay. I would just, empty my magic into lightning bolts at him. It would do, a centimeter of health away from him, apparently. And then just hide behind a rock, because he wouldn't shoot me. And if he did hit me, it would just take away most of my magic.
Wow.
So I was never really in much danger of dying, apparently.
That's funny.
But then, I was looking up to see if there was something I could use that was maybe a little stronger, that would kill him a little bit faster. And that was when I read about a glitch that says sometimes he just stops attacking you. And after I closed the Steam browser thing, he just kind of stopped attacking. After the minute I read about that glitch, I got that glitch.
That's funny.
And at first I didn't realize it was even happening. Wait, did that really just happen? I jumped around in front of him and shot lightning bolts at him, and he just kind of sat there and took it. So I could just empty my magic at him, wait for it to recharge, empty another lightning bolt at him, wait for it to recharge, and 5 minutes later he was dead.
That's funny.
And I got his mask, which gives you a 100% boost to magic regeneration.
Yeah, if you combine his mask with one of the robes that has that same effect, you can sit there and cast a good portion of spells ending.
You become the Archmage after finishing them, and the Archmage robes is what gives you that boost. So I have Archmage robes and the mask, so I have 250% magic regen.
You just sit there doing this.
Unlimited power!
Yeah, I never got around to doing the college. So with my main character, that's where I was going next. I kind of started the college, but I never really got too far into it. I did the Dark Brotherhood because I had to see the Dark Brotherhood in Skyrim. A little disappointed. It was still an interesting quest line, but a little disappointing compared to the Oblivion one, where you had bonuses that you would get for doing the assassination a certain way thing. I really liked that. That's part of why I liked it so much in Oblivion.
Mm-hmm.
But, so I did that. I did the Thieves Guild. The stuff that complements my playstyle. And then I was going to do the College Winterhold, and then the, what are they called?
The Companions?
Yeah, the Companions.
The Fighters Guild, basically.
Yeah, the Fighters Guild equivalent. But, at some point, I forget why, I decided to start, 2 new characters specifically to go through those quests. But I never actually played much with those characters. But so I made a mage character. Her name was McMage Tits. She was, I think, a Breton. And yeah, I never played far with her. Basically both these characters, I just got out of the starting area, and that was it. And then my character I made for the Companions was Beardfist McFistbeard.
Oh yeah, you told me about that.
Yeah, he was a Nord. So, but yeah. Now that I have the Steam version, though, and all the DLC and stuff, I do want to play...
All the mods.
Yeah, and all the mods that make it look so pretty. I do want to actually go back and play through it again. I have my one character I started, and eventually maybe I'll get around to playing Skyrim again, but there's just so many other games right now that I'm playing.
Yeah, I just, got back into playing it after, a couple months of just not touching it. I was just you know what? I haven't played Skyrim in a while. I should go do that. Just because. Update all my mods and find out which ones are broken now. Surprisingly, they all still work, except for the one that's supposed to... I was having a bit of an issue with lag and stuff, because it's a pretty pretty game.
Yeah.
So one of the mods I downloaded was like it basically it forces it to drop resolution when it notices that it's getting like really laggy and stuff, and you don't notice it all that much. It gets a little pixelated at times, and I noticed that it really helped generally smooth the game out, except at certain times where it made it go too fast.
No.
Like in caves, generally, like it would just keep skipping me ahead, like it was just dropping frames altogether, and suddenly I'd be across the room.
Weird.
So I would. Fortunately, it's one that you can just turn off with pressing a key. But yeah, so I downloaded an update. I like ran the mod manager.
Yeah.
And most of my mods had updates because I haven't played the game in a few months.
Yeah, I bet all my mods have updates.
Yeah. So there was something that apparently improved the performance of the game and made that mod function worse. Because now when I have that mod on, everything is like laggy as crap and everything and jerky and shit.
Weird.
And the minute I turn it off, it's smooth, like crazy smooth. So the mod that's supposed to improve performance is making it worse now.
Pro.
Yeah, I just need to go ahead and uninstall it because.
Yeah.
But it's not. It's one of those where you have to like put the files in yourself. It didn't go through the mod manager or anything like that.
So it's more of a pain.
It's a little bit more of a pain. Fortunately, everything is labeled clearly enough that I think I can just go in and delete everything.
Yeah.
It's just tedious to have to do that.
The only mods I really got were like I got one that reskins the moon to be the moon from Majora's Mask.
Mine was the Mare and the Moon.
The other one that I actually got two moon ones that I would switch between every once in a while. The other one was the moon from Soul Eater.
Oh yeah.
So I got those, but everything else is like item mods pretty much.
I want to find a mod that like just like randomly changes the moon between like one of the like 4 mods that I've seen that change it. There's like I think there's one that's the Death Star.
Nice.
And then there's the Mare and the Moon, and there's the moon from Soul Eater, and the moon from Majora's Mask. If I could find one that just scrolls through all the moon mods, I'd be happy.
Randomly, as you play kind of thing.
Yeah.
That would be cool.
I'm sure it would be doable.
Yeah.
Probably.
Yeah. I got stuff like, I can get, one of the ones is it lets me craft some of the swords from Majora's Mask. Like I can craft the Razor Sword.
Oh, nice.
So I think that's actually what I have on my character right now. And then there's like some other item mods. Like there's one that like it was the Staff of Twilight. And then other than that, like I have one that makes weapons look prettier and one that makes like the character look better. Because like when I was starting up the game, like I was making my character and I was like, all these character options are ugly. I bet there's a mod to make my character look better. So right away found one. I got one that makes armors look better, kind of like makes the character bodies look better and stuff. And after that, though, like I don't have any other stuff. So like I don't have any environment improving mods. So it's really funny.
That's mostly what I have actually. Like I have one that's where it's like better snow, higher resolution plant textures, so flowers aren't like colored blobs.
Yeah.
And there's one that makes like grass look better. One that makes the water look really nice.
See, it's funny.
And I'm actually surprised all of these work. Like, I'm surprised they haven't lagged to death yet, considering how much trouble my computer has running the game smoothly. But I have quite a few of those, like, graphical improvement mods.
So, like, I avoided them just because, like, I didn't want to, like, overdo it and make it hard for the game to run. So, like, I avoided graphical improvement mods. So it's funny, like, if you take my character and you pull out your weapon and you look at the ground, like the weapon's like smooth and detailed, and then like the ground is like this horrible looking texture of, yep, this is Skyrim ground, all right.
Yeah. Let's see, what other mods did I had? Well, obviously I have the nude mods, because who wouldn't?
Well, hey, if you're going to, kill someone and take all their clothes off their body, you might as well take all their clothes.
Which I usually don't do anyway, but, I mean, early on when I need better armor constantly...
I generally do it for the money.
Yeah. Like, I've been noticing that...
I am a pack mule.
Like, oh, I just slaughtered a cave full of necromancers. Oh, mage robes, 50 gold. Mage robes, 50 gold. Mage robes, 50 gold. That's 150 gold right there. I'm just gonna take all these. Boobs.
Boobs!
And speaking of boobs, I also have the Skimpy Armor mod, which basically, it's exactly what it sounds like. It just changes all of the female armor into what you would expect female armor to look like in a fantasy game.
I think there was one of those that, like, I was going to look at just to see how it looked, but, like, I have another mod that I think, like, conflicts with it.
Oh.
So it doesn't actually work, and I'm like, whatever. My character looks pretty.
Yeah. And
Wield
of course,
those swords.
I have the curved swords mod, obviously.
Yeah.
Because Taylor.
Yeah.
And those are, like, the exact swords that she would have.
I know I have that one, but I don't think I can craft those swords yet.
I remember, like... if I remember correctly, I started that character because I downloaded the mod for that. Yeah. And I was able to craft it, like, right away.
Weird.
Like, all I had to do was get the materials and stuff, which I'm pretty sure you can find all of them at the blacksmith at Whiterun.
See, that's the thing. I haven't been to Whiterun yet.
Oh. So you're that early?
Yeah, like, I got out of the cave and went to, like, that first little village.
Oh, okay.
That's pretty much where I stopped.
Ah. See, I don't consider the game started until you've gotten to Whiterun, because that's, like...
you can, like, skip going to Whiterun.
I know, but that's just, like...
But, yeah.
Like, I consider that the start of the game, because that's...
That's when it's like, there's dragons afoot!
Yeah.
Actually, I might have gone to Whiterun last time I played and been like, there's dragons afoot! I'm just gonna not do anything about that.
Like, good luck with that. I'm gonna go join the Dark Brotherhood.
I'm gonna go join the Thieves Guild. I'll talk to you guys later.
Wait, you're Dragonborn. It's like your destiny to kill all these dragons.
Sorry, I went into this witch's hut. I found this book saying I went to this bar, so I'm gonna go, to this bar and do what this book is saying that I did.
Or will do, or have...
I don't quite understand. I'm just gonna follow this book, okay? I think this book is telling me what to do.
I'm gonna go get drunk and wake up in Markarth.
Yeah.
Which I haven't even been to yet.
Yeah.
Like, I wake up, you have discovered Markarth. Oh. Why am I in Markarth?
The best part about that is the first time you go to Markarth, there's like a person that gets murdered in the street. So you walk outside of the temple, and that's the first thing that you see is just... This seems like a nice place. I'm glad I got drunk and ended up here. Alright, so let's see. Where was I on the map? I'm on the completely opposite side of Skyrim.
Let's see. Whiterun is there. And I'm way over here. Huh.
Yeah. Good times.
That was a fun quest.
Yeah. I remember I found that quest on accident because I was trying to go to the Dark Brotherhood. And I just got sidetracked by that quest. I ended up doing the Dark Brotherhood after that.
I mean, I'm pretty sure most people probably find that quest by accident. I mean, you go into a random bar and it's like, hey, drinking contest. You can win a staff. Let's go. And you're like, okay, I mean...
Fight me.
What could possibly go wrong? Why am I in Markarth?
What could possibly go wrong, famous last words.
I wonder if there's a tavern in Markarth where you can do that, like, initiate that.
Like, where was... The one that I did it in... I think it was either Wintelhold or Windhelm. Like, literally the other side of the world.
Wow. Yeah, the one time I did it, it was in Whiterun.
Yeah, I want to say I was in either Winterhold or Windhelm. Whichever places where you go to start the Dark Brotherhood quest. Like, that's why I was in that town.
I think that's Winterhold.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's definitely Winterhold because I was just there today, actually, doing, I was trying to sell all my shit, and everybody kept running out of money. So I was like, I have to go to different towns now to find people who have money.
Wah, wah, wah. I think the only place farther on the map from Markarth than Winterhold is Riften. Good times.
Good times.
I want to play Skyrim now. Damn it. You're the worst.
I'm so... How did we even...
I don't even know, dude.
How the hell did we get...
How did we get onto Skyrim? I don't know. I'm sure you'll figure it out going through the audio.
I kind of want to try and trace that real quick. We were talking about games that made us sad, or
Well, games that had like a memorable, like emotional impact.
how the hell did we get to Oblivion and
Let's see.
Skyrim?
You brought up achievements. That made me think of Darkness.
I talked about
you
Half-Life.
talked about Half-Life. I think I brought up Final Fantasy X after you talked about Half-Life.
Yeah. We should do this at the end of every spellcast. Just try and
try to
our
retrace
conversation.
what we were talking about. I really don't know how we got started. We talked about Oblivion for some reason. I don't remember how. But we got on a conversation about like
it was when the bad guy wins, or like briefly accomplishes objective, and then the good guys like pull some bullshit and end up winning.
Yeah,
because it was like
I don't know how we got on that, but yeah, that led us to Oblivion, which led us to Skyrim.
Okay, cool. We figured it out. We remembered.
We pretty much traced the thing. We got this
most of
out.
it. There's some gaps there. It'll be interesting to listen to. This has been SpellCast, episode whatever, probably 9, I think.
Yeah, 9.
Yeah. We may or may not see you next week.
Whoa.